What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another Dragonflight gold farming video. So today we are checking out a farm we've already checked out once, but we are checking it out again, and we have made some tweaks to the farm itself to make it even better for us. And this is a farm that I determined not to be worth it quite a while ago, well, a few days ago. We're only like a week into the expansion, but if you do some tweaks, you can make this farm a lot better for you, and it's very much so worth doing right now. And it's one of the farms that will just keep getting better every single week, and in this video I will explain why. This is also very easy to set up, even though it does require you to do some setup. The actual setup itself is very simple, and once again, like once you have done the setup once, the farm will just like almost passively keep getting increased every single week and just get better and better for you. So let's talk about the farm itself, the location and everything. Before that though, massive shout out to you for watching this video right now, and a massive shout out to everyone watching me on Twitch. I also want to extend an extra shout out to anyone who's actually checked out my Dragonflight Gold Guide so far, where we checked out several skinny farms just like this one before the expansion came out, and we checked them out on the beta, and we have given out over 40 different Dragonflight gold farms in this gold guide, and we will keep updating the guide as well for you, so you will have the most relevant gold farms and gold making techniques available for you. You will also get access to an exclusive Discord server with early access to videos like gold farming videos and gold shuffles. We have a couple of insane shuffles out there right now that are making insane profit, and the thing is, whenever those go public, they will make less actual profit. So if you want to take advantage of them while they are still insanely profitable, then check out the gold guide, join that Discord server, and get early access to videos. That being said though, let's talk about the farm, the location, the setup, the everything. So let me just show you the location, get that out of the way as soon as possible, and then we can just talk more about the setup and everything for the farm. So the location itself is in Onaran Plains, all the way northeast, and you basically have a crater over here where it's spawning a lot of rockfang scale mobs or rockfang leather mobs, and you can get the rockfang leather from here, but that is super cheap right now. And this farm right here is exactly why it's cheap. It is one of the I think it's the only rare material that we are actually able to hyperspawn right now. Like imagine if we could hyperspawn, well, salamander scales are kind of cheap as well, but if we could hyperspawn the windsong plumes, for example, they're selling for about 75 gold each. Just imagine this one, this farm right here, but increased by like 15% or 15 times just because of that rare item. It would be absolutely massive. So yeah, the farm itself right here, you can see the gold per hour as well. So the location right here, once again, the gold per hour you can see right above my head, all the way in the top left corner of the screen. We have now gotten 12,000 gold in 20 minutes, and we're sitting right about 40,000 gold per hour from the farm itself. We did extend the test a little bit, and we managed to get 45k per hour from the test itself and from the farm, and it's a little bit RNG dependent. And the thing is, the longer time goes, like next week it is less RNG dependent, and like the longer time goes on, the less RNG dependent the farm will be, and the more steady gold per hour that you will make. So let's talk about that element super quick and what you want to have for the farm that we actually set up for the farm as well, which took us 20 minutes in total to set up, and it will increase your gold per hour from this farm by a lot. You really need to do this setup to get the gold per hour from the farm. If you don't do this setup, you are probably going to get capped at about 20 to 25,000 gold per hour instead of 40 to 45,000. It is a massive increase just by doing a little bit of back-end work that takes you about 20 minutes to do. Yeah, roughly 20 minutes. So let's take a look. So the farm itself is a skinning based farm, so you definitely need to have skinning to make this worth anything for you at all, and past that you can just skill up skinning by doing the farm itself. But what I would recommend is to get yourself to 50 skills in skinning as soon as possible without doing the farm, and then go and do the farm. The reason for this is that when you have 50 skinning, you can actually talk to a rare NPC mob. There is a, well, when you have 25 you can talk to that guy, and there's a NPC mob located just about, if you go to the ruby pools right here, there's going to be an NPC at the shore right here, which is a master leather worker, and when you have 25 skill you can talk to that guy. He will give you 10 skill points for free. You don't have to do anything, just 10 skill points for free. It is basically like hunting treasures in the open world and getting extra, it's not skill points, it's talent points or like specialization points. So 10 specialization points for free from this guy, which will be massive when it comes to like what we're doing here. Also, when you unlock your first first stage with the Artisans Consortium, which if you have done it once, you can just do it super quick by doing the weekly quest, which is once again why you want to get to 50 skill, so you unlock the weekly quest. And if you do that right now while watching this video, then the Darkmoon Fair is active, so you can go to the island, spin the carousel, and get plus 10% reputation when you're doing your weekly quest. And when you get yourself to 500 reputation, you can now buy an item from this guy, which is basically this item right here, the rare Skinner's Note, but only for the first stage, and that will give you 15 more knowledge points. So you can get yourself to 25 knowledge points super quick, and now just get the rarest stuff from the farm itself, and get skinning to 100 by the farm itself as well. So that's step 1. Step 2 is to actually spend those knowledge points that you just got. So when you go to specializations, we are doing a leather farm right now. So to make the maximum amount of gold from this farm, you want to go 10 points into tanning and 28 points into leather mastery. This will give you +1 skill while you're farming for leather, and you're also getting a lot of like extra bonuses around this place while you're going for it. And right here, like if we can get 2 more points right now, we're getting +5 skill, and by the last one we're getting +10 skill as well. So we're getting some massive bonuses right here, which is why we're going for this one instead of just maxing out tanning, even though that also gives us +1 skill for every single point. There's no good bonuses here that gives us skill, and we are basing everything here on having skill in skinning, because we're hunting for a rare material and we're hunting for dense hides. These are selling like hotcakes on the auction house right now, and you can see like if you have this one and you have a lot of skill, you will start getting tier 2 and tier 3. And just to show you the difference between tier 2 and tier 3, we can go to the auction house right now as well, so I can just show you that super quick, and that way you will now start to get why we're trying to upgrade our skill as much as possible. So dense hide rank 1 and rank 2 are about 315 to 400 gold. Rank 3 is 1.2k. That is a massive difference. So your gold here from the farm is coming from having rank 3, or like having as much skill as possible and getting as many rank 3s as possible. The same thing goes for resilient leathers. If I search for resilient leather right now, I think that's the name. Yeah, you can see right here, I think this one should be a bait. No, it's actually true. So 6 gold. 6 gold for tier 2, but if you get to the skill that we have, you're getting almost only tier 3. Like if you see here, well, you're getting a lot of tier 3, so I have 700 tier 2, but I also have 205 tier 3 from the farm itself. And the same thing goes for dense hides. Like even though this one is a lot more difficult to get tier 3, we have 5 of those and 2 of tier 2, so you're getting a lot of extra gold by having that skill and getting a lot more tier 3 than you otherwise would, because the difference between tier 2 and tier 3 is once again massive. So let's talk about how to actually get as much skill as possible to help ensure that you're getting as much skill or like as much tier 3 as possible. So going back into skinning now, first of all, number 1 is a specialization. So going into tanning, then going into leather mastery, that is a massive part of the process. But also make sure you have your skinning materials, so like your skinning tools and accessories. So here we're using a durable pack, here we're using a skinner's cap, and here we're using a draconium skinning knife. We have also enchanted the skinning knife with perception. So if I go to the auction house now super quick, once again, if I can just open up skinning so we can check it out, so you can go to professional equipment right here, you can go down to skinning, search this one up, and right here you will have the durable pack. You will see the different prices, and I would just go for the most expensive one. If you're buying the green ones, it's super good for you, especially if you're farming the farm for quite a bit. Like you can see right now, the difference between this one and this one is a whooping 11 finesse, which is pretty huge. When it comes to the skinning knife, actually let's do the skinner's cap first. You have the same thing here as well, and they are listed at the same price, so just buy the most expensive one here and get 32 deafness and 32 perception. When it comes to the skinning knife, this one will have a random stat, so right here, you want to make sure that your skinning knife has perception. This will increase your chance or your ability to spot rare reagents while you are gathering, and dense hides is a rare reagent, right? So you want to go for perception instead of anything else, just to make sure you have a higher chance to get dense hides. So right here, make sure you're looking for one with perception. You have this one with finesse, this one deftness, finesse once again, perception. So the cheapest perception is 2k. Make sure your skinning knife has perception, and that way you will get the most stuff from the farm. Now that you have done that, you can go to enchanting as well, and you can search up enchant tool, for example, and now you can buy a draconic deftness enchant. So you can go for deftness, finesse, or inspiration or perception, and for gathering you have finesse, deftness, and perception. Like we just talked about, perception increases your chance to get the actual dense hides, and they are what will make up your most gold per hour here, except for resilient leather, which we're getting a ton of, but you want to try to find as many tier 3 dense hides as possible. So personally, I went for a tier 2 draconic perception, which is pretty cheap right now compared to tier 1 being more expensive. So tier 1 more expensive than tier 2, but tier 3 is too expensive, so I just left that one alone. But yeah, go for a tier 2 perception enchant, and there you go. Now you have max skill, you have a lot of deftness, and a lot of finesse. One last advice that I will leave you with here is that you should also try to grab some Darkmoon Firewater, and if we can just find those in my bag right now, we have some Darkmoon Firewater sitting right about here that you can use as well to make the farm even better for you. And yeah, it's just going to increase, like you can see right here, increases your deftness by 15% and your size for 1 hour, and deftness allows you to gather resources more quickly. This will be good for you for skinning, gathering, like herbalism and mining, and that's about it. This will help you out when you're farming, and previously this didn't work in the current expansion, but right now it does. It actually does. So it will help you skin stuff faster, mine faster, herb faster. It gives you a 15% gathering speed increase. So if I take this off right now, we have 33%. If I take this off, we're now down to 18%. So by using this, you will skin stuff faster, and for a hyper spawn like this, it is absolutely worth having the ability to skin things faster. So that is basically it. And one more thing is that the reason why this will get better and better every single week is that as time goes on, and as you do your weekly quests and do your weekly knowledge research, you will now get more points to spend right here, and that will give you, like, the more points you have, the more skill you have, and the more skill you have, the more tier 3 stuff you will be looting, and the less tier 1 and tier 2 stuff you will be looting. So right now I'm getting 0 tier 1, I'm getting only tier 2 and tier 3, and the more skill I have, the more I will get tier 3 instead of tier 2 as well. So the more tier 3 we get, the more gold we get as well. That is why this farm will just keep getting better and build upon itself. That is basically the video though. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like down below, and if you do try the farm out, let me know in the comment section down below how much gold per hour you are getting. We are also testing a bunch of gold farms live on Twitch, so come and check us out on Twitch and say hello. Chances are high that we are actually live right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Peace out.